Good morning, everyone. Clint McLaughlin here, Midwest Market Management. I've got Riley Sykart on with me here today. It is Tuesday, March 17th. We're going to jump right into South America weather. Riley, what do we got in store for us here? We got a little bit of Safrinha corn planting getting caught up to speed, and maybe the first crop soybean production numbers are starting to become a little clearer.
Yeah, a lot of progress getting made in terms of getting first crop off, second crop in for those northern regions. And for the south, actually starting to hear some weather issues being reported for areas that don't do much safrinha crop. That first crop is not all sunshine and rainbows like we might have thought. So, um, Clint, unless you got anything else to add, I'm going to go into the maps here.
Yeah.
All right. First thing, as always, to do, put into perspective how big of an area we're talking about. First crop production, we're looking anywhere from Mato Grosso all the way south through central Argentina. If you take just Mato Grosso on the US map, it's almost the whole Midwest. So, huge area we're looking at in terms of production, guys. It can't be condensed into a sentence or two. So,
Hey, Riley, would you quick back up to the first map? I
yep.
want to just show them Mato Grosso do Sol because that's going to come into play here. Yep. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in the bean production and what's going on down there with the late season dryness that's caused some issues, and also in the Rio Grande do Sol.
Yep. So, first thing to be looking at, harvest progress that we got on Friday. Um, Corn harvest actually caught up to 5-year averages and what it was last year. So first crop corn, all of that corn staying internal. So in terms of a market perspective, it doesn't really do much for us. But soybean harvest, it's been the tail of the tape, and it's the trend that's continuing, still running well behind the 5-year average and behind last year. So more and more quality issues being reported. And then Clint, you hinted it to the south, where they're not catching the rains that the north's getting too much of. There's actually starting to be a quality decline due to drought issues in the south. So it's kind of the tale of two sides in Brazil right now. So with that said, here 1 to 5 day temperatures. I cut off a little bit of the Safrinha region since we look at that heavier on a more condensed map here at the end. First off, I'm going to start with Argentina. 1 to 5 and 6 to 10. 70s and a lot of the growing region here in central Argentina, and I'm going to skip ahead to the 6 to 10. Really, really cool in Argentina over the next 10 days, Clint. In terms of quality and what that's doing for the crops, I haven't seen lows enough to be concerned about, but definitely taking away some stress for areas that need rain. And for the same region of Paraguay, western Mato Grosso do Sul, and even to the south in the southern Brazil, Rio Grande do Sul, um, not a ton of heat, but at the same time, it's still just been consistent enough that the rain they've been getting has been not enough to keep people from starting to talk about crop loss. So 6 to 10 showing that same region, especially Mato Grosso do Sul, just continuing to be warm. That's not a new trend. Clint, I think we've been talking about that same area being hot for 2 months now, haven't we? So that said, moving in the last 2 weeks of rainfall, not any big shockers here, guys. To the north, they're still getting plenty of rain. To the south, we mentioned Rio Grande do Sul, inch to some areas getting close to 2 over the last 2 weeks. They're in the critical pod filling stage. This is not the time to be missing rains. It seems like the dry season's setting in quicker in the south than it is the north, and that's definitely an issue. So how big of an issue, we'll have to wait and see. As of right now, it doesn't seem like it's a astronomical one. But Clint, unless you have more information to add on that, I guess I don't.
No, no.
Okay. Moving ahead here, 1 to 5 day, some rain in the forecast across the board, but the days of seeing those 2 to 5 inch rains seem to be coming to an end very quickly. Regions that do have drought concerns are looking to get enough rain to maybe stop the pain a little bit, Clint, but I'm definitely not saying that it's a fix all coming anytime soon.
Yeah.
So
Well, at
then,
least the temperatures are lower, you know.
yeah, that's definitely not hurting. Then 6 to 10 day actually getting drier again in that same region of southern Brazil. Argentina in that central region, they're not, we look temperatures in the 70s. To me,
Yeah.
they can be missing some rains right now and still be okay. Starting to see some reports we saw last week in the WASD, yields are starting to be lowered by the USDA and Argentina, but Brazil, they did leave alone. So we'll have to see if that number for Brazil starts to get tweaked lower or if everybody's going to keep thinking we're going to stay strong in Brazil and finish out better than a lot of people are expecting. But 6 to 10 day, pretty dry in the same region of southern Brazil. So we're going to have to continue to watch that really, really closely. Uh, Moving over to the Safrinha side, I do have some planning progress updates. First thing to note, Monte Grosso, that's half of your Safrinha corn, 100% planted, 98% planted. We're done looking at that region in terms of getting the crop in the ground. Now it's just vegetative state, what kind of weather are they getting to help crop growth. Your areas to still be looking at in terms of planting, regions to the south, Monte Grosso, De Sol, Paraná. These regions are normally done by now and they're still not. So we got to be watching those. Um, Going over to 1 week temperatures, Monte Grosso, where we're done planting, temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Nothing to be concerned about there. Goiás, areas in the 70s, but about the same. 1 week precip for these same regions. They are all in the ground now, so they don't mind getting as much rain as they can get. Safrinha crop, usually they got to load up on as much rain as they can in the beginning because by the end, it's their dry season and there's nothing in the forecast and they start to get torched. So in terms of precip, this region is now at the point where they want all that they can get to help get them moist and help get them through the end of the season. So moving straight one area to the south, Monte Grosso is right here to the north. Monte Grosso, De Sol, regions in the 90s for averages over the next week, but also some mid to upper 80s, and that's not too concerning as long as they're getting rain. Paraná, right here to the south, also anywhere from low to upper 80s. Temperature wise, they're getting what they want. It's just, are they getting the rainfall to help them out? So as of right now, these two regions are both in the 80s for planting progress. And by next week, I would expect planting to be pretty much wrapped up, Clint. We're getting to the time of year where some of Safrinha corn acres will start getting swapped to alternative crops. So
They'll
definitely going to
start
have to
getting
be
swapped
watching
to
that.
what?
So other than that, looking at the precip over the next week, some rain in the forecast, not much, Glenn. Um, half to an inch. We seem to be missing those more often than they're hitting them in the southern region of Safrinha crop. So gonna have to watch closely. In terms of maps, that's all I've got today.
All right, Riley. Well, I appreciate you putting everything in a perspective for us. We'll be back on here Thursday afternoon, or Thursday morning, rather, let you know how we're finishing up the week. Again, Clint McLaughlin, Riley Sykard, Midwest Market Management. Thanks a lot and have a great day.
This material has been prepared by a sales or trading employee or agent of Midwest Market Management and is in the nature of a solicitation. This material is not a research report prepared by of Midwest Market Management Research Department. By accepting this communication, you agree that you are an experienced user of the futures markets, capable of making independent trading decisions, and agree that you are not and will not rely solely on this communication in making trading decisions. Distribution in some jurisdictions may be prohibited or restricted by law. Persons in possession of this communication indirectly should inform themselves about and observe any such prohibition or restrictions. To the extent that you have received this communication indirectly and solicitations are prohibited in your jurisdiction without registration, the market commentary in this communication should not be considered a solicitation. The risk of loss in trading futures and/or options is substantial, and each investor and/or trader must consider whether this is a suitable investment. Past performance, whether actual or indicated by simulated historical tests of strategies, is not indicative of future results. Trading advice is based on information taken from trades and statistical services and other sources that of Midwest Market Management believes are reliable. We do not guarantee that such information is accurate or complete, and it should not be relied upon as such. Trading advice reflects our good faith judgment at a specific time and is subject to change without notice. There is no guarantee that the advice we give will result in profitable trades.